Hi all. So today we're gonna learn about unit testing. So many of you must be familiar about it, but we usually ignore this important part of testing our code, whatever we write. Testing can be done in many ways. Like first is your unit testing that we gonna cover today. Second is our component test cases that right now nowadays whatever code we write, the bulk code in the production level are not being written in a single package or a single module. It is being modularized to different modules. For familiarity, you can consider that as an they're also deploying it in the form of microservices. So if you want to test whether that particular module or that particular microservice is working fine or not, we have this component test case for that one. And when we have different modules, we also require to check whether the communication between those microservices or those modules are working fine or not. So for that, we have this contract test cases where we test that whether the async calls and async calls between those microservices are being working fine or not. And the last is the end-to-end test case. In this, what we check is that there is a scenario, the flow that happens, different flow happens. So in the end-to-end test case, we test whether that flow that would cover different microservices or different modules that would be dependent on each other. We would see that whether all those are being working fine in a single flow or not. So this is basically a few of the levels of the testing. So what we're going to cover today is the unit level testing. As the name signifies that it is the most basic testing. So when we consider a class, there are two things that comes into picture. First is the data members, and second is the member functions. So I have taken an example of a calculator in that there might be an variable called result that will store the results from this functions. Okay, and the second is that there could be functions like add, division, subtraction. There could be other functions as well. For the time being, I'm taking it to be simple to understand. So there could be member function. So in unit level testing, what we do is that we test whether this method member functions are being working fine or not. This we covers in the unit testing. So I have written a code. Let me show you so that it would help you. So I have written a code for car parking. So the simple do while loop, and that contains a switch case which based on your option it will call the particular function. So first is for the parking, in which what I'm doing is that taking the name and the car number from the user, and secondly I'm taking the floor from the user. So this all thing in the production level world or in your project, it would be covered by UI, but just for the your sake I'm doing in the console. So we'll call and method park car that will contains the car object and the floor. Before moving on, let me show you how this car class looks like. It has and two variables, that's string, car number and the owner. So let's now come up to here. So now in this class we have a map that contains the integer. That integer would be the floor, and the value or the object would be the list of the car that contains the number of the car parked at that particular floor. So what we're going to do in this park car is that we will have we'll get that particular list of that floor. So if that is null, we will create a new array list, and if that is not, we'll catch that particular array list from there, and then we will add that particular car object into that list and then put that into that map. Okay, and second is our when we trying to take out our car from the parking. So in that case, same, I'm taking the car number, I'm taking the floor from the customer, and then I'm calling this get car function. So in that one, what I'm doing is that I'm getting the array list by the particular floor, and then I'm iterating it to see whether which of that list of the car uh, contains that particular car number. If that is there, I will remove that car from that list and will let return that also into the this console so that we can view, we can do whatever we want from that one. Okay, in third case, we can see the status of a particular floor. Okay, so we will enter the floor. In that, what I'm doing is simply getting the list of that particular floor and then iterating it. Okay, so that we can see all those car parked at that floor. And in the last case, like structure, so in that instance, having a simple system output printer and on that static this one static map object, so that we can see whatever is being stored, and it's all the floors and everything we can see in one go. And on the fifth one, if we press exit, then it would say bye bye. And if we have any other option other than this 5 keys, so it would say invalid input and will exit your program. So that's all. Let me show you by running this program so that you can see. Okay, so first of all, let's just see the structure. So it's null, there's nothing in that one. We'll try to park a car. Let me write like car name and car number. I will write like car simply. Okay, floor I will press one only. Again I will park one more car like one and car one. Okay, that's good. Floor. Now we can check the status of that particular floor. And yeah, see we have 2 cars. Like we can also see the structure of that building. It will say like in the first floor we have 2 car parkings, that is car 1, Kaushal 1. And if we want to take out any of those cars, we can like simply write the car number. So for the timing I haven't put any validation, so it's not that efficient code. Just for showing you, it's working fine. See, so now I have removed that particular car with the car number, this one, and now the structure has been, there is only one car. Okay, so let's move on with writing an JUnit test case for this one. Let me stop this one. Okay, so let's create a class. So before that one, let me show you, like, so in our program, whatever is the logic is in this class, this car parking. Okay, so we're gonna write the JUnit for this particular methods like park car, get car, status. Okay, so let's move on with this one. I will show you with this one. Okay, park car. Let me create a new class. So it's car parking test. Okay, so make sure one thing, like whenever you are writing the unit test cases, those should be public. Okay, if they are private, they won't be called. So what's our first is that we will have this park car. Okay, have this annotation of unit test. Once you do, it will import that one. Okay, so now so we have this assert equals, that is from your JUnit 4. So it will ask me to, first of all, let me import this one. So it will ask me to import this one. See, this is JUnit 4.1.2. So I am not showing you that area where you will how you can to import those jars. If you want that, I can show you that as well. So okay, so here the expected is true and we have set the true, actual is true. So if you want to fail this test case, we can make it false. So now in this git it should fail test case. Okay, so it's failing. Yeah, see, so it says it's expecting false, but there was true. Okay, so let's try this one. So now I should pass. Okay, it's passing. So okay, that's all. Now we have tested that it's working fine. Now let's write the code for our method, that is park car. So first what we're going to do is that we will create an object of this class. Okay, so let's create that in an class level. Okay, that's all. So it will ask us to import this class. We have imported this one. Now what we're going to do is that we also have this method, but this will be anyway created, so we don't require that one. Now first, before testing anything, what is the requisite is that you should first of all ready your data before calling this method. So in the case of add, data which we require is that the object is car parking. Okay, with the remove I will tell you later what exactly we need to set up before that. So what else we require? We require a car object. Okay, we require a car object. Let me put this one also. Yeah, so we imported. So what we need to write is first of all it's a car number, so I will write car, and second is that I will require to write a owner. So I have done that one. Second is that I require floor. Okay, so let me take it one. As you've seen that before calling that one, we require car object and the floor. So once we have both the data, what we will do is that we will have this car parking and we will call this park car. What we provide is that this car object and the floor. So after this, what should have happened to the program? What would have happened is that this particular object would have got an row like an integer with 1, and that would have contained a list of the car that would have this particular car. Okay, so let's check whether that has happened or not. So what we'll do is that first of all we will see assert null. Okay, we'll see car parking and dot car parking. That particular object should not be null, first thing. Okay, second thing is that we will see assert equals. See, so in the assert equal you have a plenty of option, like you can compare string, you can compare object, you can compare double, float, everything, whatever you want you can compare that one. Okay, but timing, what we will do is that we will see car parking dot car parking. So now what would happen is that we got that map. From that map we will get that particular floor. So this would have returned us what? This would have returned us that list of the car at that particular floor. Okay, so from that list what we will do is that we will first of all check the size should have went to 1. Okay, let's check this one. This should be passing. Oh sorry, we have made this assert null. This should be assert not null. Okay, let's run this one. Yeah, see, so both cases are passing. Now what we will do is that again we will car parking get floor, and now we're going to see that. So at that time what would there would be index is the first index, because there's only one object, so we can consider that it would be at the first index. So it will return us that car object, and on that we will see the car owner number. Okay, and that should be your car, sorry, car number. Okay, so car number should be car. Let's see this one. See, it's passing. Now what we're going to check is that whether that particular owner is equals to Kaushal or not. Okay, see, even that is passing. So we have kind of tested our that particular method is that whenever we call this particular method, after that the map will not be null, and will it contain one list of car that will have that requisite value which we are providing. So in this way we have tested this one. So for showing you, let me show you another example as well. So what we'll test now is that we'll test the get car method. Okay, so for this would be better. Okay, let's do this one. So now in the adding was kind of easy, so let's check how we're gonna test this get car. So this get one, what is that? We first of all require that this object should be containing something, and not particularly this object, this list should be containing some car that we're gonna remove. Okay, so what we'll do is first of all populate that map or the list in that particular map with some car object. So the same thing we will have, and copy this one. Yeah, we'll have this object, and let's do one thing. Let's populate that dot car dot put. We'll put that one, and in this one we will provide the floor, and in this one we will provide new array list. Okay, or we'll just make this one yes, so it's not to confuse you. Car list. Okay, let's import this class and car list dot add car. So we have done this one. Now we're going to provide this into the object of map. So car list we have provided. So now what should have happened is that that particular map would have contained the key as 1, and the value should be a list of car that will be having one car variable. Okay, now what we now we can test our function. So what our function was, that the car parking dot remove, sorry, get car. So what this was returning us is that first of all the car number is 1 car and the floor is 1. So this was returning us an car object. Okay, so we'll take it as car new. Now we'll see assert not null. This car new object should not be null, as this have returned, and this particular car, as we assume, is present there. Second order test is that assert equals. We'll see whether this car new object has that particular information what we are assuming. So the car number should be car. Third is that we'll see this car new but get owner should be caution. Okay, so let's test this one. Oh, we forgot that annotation. Okay, yeah, so here we go. We'll run this one, and yeah, it's working fine. See, all cases are passing. So these are the ways in which we can write code. So this is a very simple level code. In the production level, you won't be finding your code this much straightforward. You would have other things like you would have a particular class that would be calling another class, and that would be calling your DOA class, and that would be calling your DB. Okay, so you might have your UI class that would be calling one of your service class, and that would be calling your DOA class, and that would be talking to your database. So for that particular case, we would be using Mockito along with this JUnit. So that we will cover in the next lecture. Okay, for the time being, you know how to test a particular function in a class. So thanks all.